are Super Bowl champions and season leaders in a bunch of different categories. For my Super Bowl champion, you guys can probably guess where I'm going with this. The Cincinnati Bengals plus 1,500. This is the year I think they're finally going to get it done. They've been knocking on the doorstep. Injuries have stopped them. I think this is the year they're going to get over the Kansas City hurdle and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, homer pick. That's all I got to say.
If my team's good, I'm going to bet on them to win a Super Bowl.
Fair enough. My team is not good, so it will not be winning the Super Bowl. So I'll be taking the Lions at plus 1,200 to go to the Super Bowl. If I had to pick up the matchup, it's Chiefs versus the Lions, and the Lions are going to take it. I love the odds.
Dan Campbell, Super Bowl champion, plus 1,200. That's good odds. I mean, for a team that was right there last year and lost to a team that barely lost in overtime, it's possible.
It's possible.
And then our season leaders, we've both gone on Prize Picks and put together a 5-man entry. I put together a 5-man. Rob has put together a 6-man entry. My 5-man entry, I'm taking Jaden Daniels over 31.25.5 passing yards. I think he's going to come onto the scene and show everybody why he should have been the number 1 quarterback picked. Josh Jacobs over 949.5 rush yards. This guy's eclipsed that almost every season that he's been able to stay healthy. And the Packers are a pretty rush-heavy team, using Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon? Yeah. In the past, is replacing with Josh Jacobs now. Calvin Ridley over 899.5 receiving yards. He's eclipsed that every year that he's been healthy and not banned for gambling.
Yeah, I love this one.
He's on the Titans, who are going to be playing from behind a lot this season. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot this season. 899, way too low. Jamar Chase over 97.5 receptions. This is the only one I'm iffy about, because if the Bengals are going to be as good as I say they're going to be, they're probably not going to be utilizing him so much unless they do it a lot early in games. 97.5 receptions. He eclipsed that last year without Joe Burrow. I think he can do it again this year.
Yeah, I think he's got a shot at really making that number. Joe's going to feed him.
Yep. And then another Bengal, Trey Hendrickson. This is the most slept on defensive end in the entire league. He was second in the league with sacks last year at 17.5. His line's at 12.25. No brainer for me, as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that number. When you were going over a pregame, you said 17.5. I was like, yeah, 17.5, and I couldn't even remember his name.
Yeah, nobody talks about him. I don't understand why, but he's a premier defensive end in the league. Doing it against AFC North offensive lines, by the way.
I mean, he's being slept on. You got a good line. We'll take it.
Speaking of AFC North offensive lines, the 2 leaders last year were both from the AFC North, in TJ Watt and Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, we can go for days about the dogs in AFC North.
Best conference for sure.
And for my 6-man prize picks, I went 6 because I thought we were degenerates. Brooklyn won 5. I'm going to take Sam Laporta over 81.5 receptions. Detroit Lions, they're back. They're one of the best teams in the league, and Sam Laporta is a big reason. Taking Marvin Harrison over 83.5 receptions. I love the idea of a Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison duo. He's going to jump onto the scene. He's going to get at least 95 balls this year. Patrick Mahomes over 33.5 passing touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is going for style points this year. He brung the college football game to practice. He said he's about having fun. We're going to be seeing some deep balls. Bryce Young over 1.5 300-yard passing games. I don't understand this line.
That one's crazy to me.
they're just basically saying that we know for sure Bryce Young is trash, and I don't think we're at that point yet. Even if he has another bad season, he could slip into over 1.5 300-yard games.
I'm trying to see last year. Let's see. Okay. 312 against Green Bay. He had 312 against Green Bay last year, and he hit 250 twice. I think he'll hit 300 twice.
He'll get 300 twice.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take Tyreek Hill over 5.5 receiving yards. Receiving yard games. I think this is the easy 100, one.
100 plus receiving yard games.
Yeah, 100 plus receiving yard games. I think this is the easiest one on the slip.
100% agree.
Him? He can get 80 yards on a single pass.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's done that multiple times last year. That's the freest one on the board. Good find.
And for my last pick, I'm going to take the under 59.5 rush yards for Ezekiel Elliott. One, I have a superstition. You don't cash a large parlay without a single under. There's got to be one under in your slip. And at 600 yards, it's just too much for Zeke. I think they're going to be playing the air raid basically in Dallas, and Zeke's done.
Yeah, and don't they have is Tony Pollard still there?
No, Tony Pollard.
He went to Tennessee, right? Yeah. Who's in place of? I mean, they have somebody else, right? Rico Dowdle is still there.
I mean, yeah, they got some guys. Zeke's the best guy on the roster, and that's saying a lot.
Wow.
Zeke is by far the best running back on the Cowboys roster currently.
I'm checking right now their depth chart because that is kind of he is. Zeke Rico Dowdle is their second best. Royce Freeman back from the dead as the third string. What is going on? Didn't they just draft that really short guy?
Jerry's acting like he's got some money problems, but we're still gonna chug on.
Didn't they draft that guy from Kansas State last year that was extremely short? I forget who it was, but clearly he didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I didn't know the Cowboys were running Zeke as their number one running back. That concerns me. They better be throwing that football a lot.
CD and fantasy, we already talked about.
That wraps up the season leaders, Super Bowl champions. We'll see you guys next time on House Edge. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.